Good morning, grade 7. So, for this week, we will be talking about direct and indirect speech, okay? And we will be discussing about the differences between direct and indirect speech or reported speech. Also, I will explain to you the different ways and processes to be considered in converting direct speech into reported speech and vice versa. And our goal for this lesson is, first, identify the difference between direct and indirect speech or reported speech rather. Okay. Next, use direct and reported speech appropriately in a varied context. And last, understand and follow the rules in converting direct speech to reported speech and vice versa. And now to start, I have here some examples and I want you to analyze the given group of sentences and you have to write down your observations on your paper, okay? Alright, so let's start. Bobby said, I am staying at home today. And the other one is, Bobby said that he was staying at home today. Alright. So next we have, Lee draws very well, Janet observed. And the other one we have, Janet observed that Lee drew very well. Okay. So what is direct speech? So direct speech is the actual speech quoted from the speaker. So notice this the statement here, Bobby said, I am staying at home today is an example of direct speech, which means these are the exact words of the speaker and it is currently happening. Alright? So the quotation marks show that the statement inside are the exact words of the speaker, Bobby. That is direct speech. And here are another set of examples. Okay, so first we have, Lee draws very well, Janet observed. Next we have, I am leaving for Cebu tonight, Paulo said. And the other one we have, Anna said, Mother gave me a pair of pearl earrings. So these statements are examples of direct speech, which means this, or rather what's inside the quotation marks, are the exact words of the speaker. So like for example, in number 1, he draws very well. This is, or this statement is the exact words of Janet, or the exact observation of Janet about Lee. Okay? And for sentence number 2, I am leaving for Cebu tonight. So what is inside the quotation mark, I am leaving for Cebu tonight, is the or rather are the exact words of Paulo. And same with sentence number 3. Okay? That is direct speech. And now let's have indirect speech or reported speech. And direct speech is the speaker's speech reported by the third person. On the other hand, the second statement in the previous slide is an example of indirect speech. It is, Bobby said that he was staying at home tonight. So it is a restatement of what the speaker said. And notice that the quotation marks have been removed because the statement had been paraphrased. Alright, so that is indirect speech. The speech reported or paraphrased by the third person. And now let's have some examples. So first example we have, Janet observed that Lee drew very well. Another one we have, Paulo said that he was leaving tonight. And the other one we have, Anna said that her mother had given her a pair of pearl earrings. So these sentences are the speaker's speech reported by the third person. So it is a restatement of what the speaker said. Okay? So like for example, in sentence number 1, Janet observed that Lee drew very well. So someone is reporting about Janet observations on Lee. Okay? This is not the exact words of Janet. And also, the quotation marks had been removed because the statement had been paraphrased. Okay? Next, we have Paulo said that he was leaving tonight. Anna said that her mother had given her a pair of pearl earrings. So these are the restatement or the paraphrase of what Anna and Paulo said. That is, or rather those are some examples of indirect or reported speech. In converting direct speech to indirect speech, there are things or important things that you have to remember. So first, put the word that before the indirect statement. Again, the word that. Like for example, we have, he said the game is exciting. So it is a direct speech. So when we convert it into indirect speech, it will become, he said that the game was exciting. Okay? So also we have to take note the changes in pronouns in direct speech, or rather in converting direct speech to reported speech or indirect speech. Okay? So I have here a table of pronouns. All right, so I, so when we are using the pronoun I in direct speech, we have to change it into he if the speaker is a male, okay? And for female, we are using she, okay? So again, direct speech is I, reported speech, he or she, okay? Next, the pronoun we, so we have to change it into they. The pronoun you, so we have to use he, she for singular, and they for plural. Next is my, so you have to change it into his or her. Our, that is their, your, so his and her for singular, and their for plural. Okay? Next is we have the object pronouns. So when we are using the pronoun me, we have to change it into him for male and her for female. Next, the pronoun us. So we have to change it into them. Next, you. So him for male, her for female, and them for plural form. Next, the his, I rather the mine. So we have to change it into his and her. Ours is theirs, yours, that is his, and hers also. Okay, so you have to take note of these changes in pronouns. And I have here another table of pronouns. It is persons of pronouns. So I know you are very familiar of first person, second person, third person. So just a quick review. So when we say first person, the person or people speaking. On the other hand, the speaker. Okay? That is, we have I as the subject pronoun. Object pronoun is me, possessive adjective my, possessive pronoun mine, and reflexive pronoun myself. So the first person, it is the speaker, and we are using it in direct speech. Okay? For second person, we only have the you and the yours. Alright? So when we say second person, the person or people being spoken to. Okay? And for the third person, these are the persons or people or things being spoken about. So we have here for male, subject pronoun is he, the object pronoun rather is him, possessive adjective is his, possessive pronoun is his, and reflexive pronoun is himself. And for female, we have she, her, hers, and herself. So by the way, we are using the third person in indirect or reported speech. All right, so next we have the third thing. So if it is a thing, okay, we have to use it. Okay, for subject and object pronoun it, for possessive adjective is its. So there is no possessive pronouns, and for reflexive we are using itself. Next, we have the first person plural. So we have we, us, our, ours, and ourselves. For the second person plural, we have the you. Okay, so it doesn't change. It is still you. Okay, for possessive, we have your. Possessive adjective your. Possessive pronouns yours, and reflexive yourself, or that is yourself. And for the third person and thing plural, we are using they, them, their, theirs, and themselves. All right, so you have to familiarize with these pronouns. So let's have some examples, okay? So direct speech, I am leaving for Cebu tonight, Paulo said. So when we convert it into reported speech, it will become, Paulo said that he was leaving tonight. All right, so have you noticed? We change we change the pronoun I rather into he because Paulo is male. Okay, and don't forget to use the word that in converting direct speech into indirect or reported speech. So next we have the object pronoun me, okay? So Anna said, mother gave me a pair of pearl earrings. So when we convert it into reported speech, it will become, Anna said that her mother had given her a pair of pearl earrings. So here, from the object pronoun me, we change it into her because Anna is female. Okay? That is me and her. And next example, we have the pronoun my. Okay, so we have Kevin said, my collection of action figures is growing. Okay, so if we convert it into reported speech, it will become, Kevin said that his collection of action figures was growing. So here from my, okay, we change it into his because Kevin is male rather, okay? So that is my and his. Next, we have the pronoun we, okay? So we are excited to see the beach. My sister said. So let's convert it into reported speech. So we have, my sister said that they were excited to see the beach. So from the pronoun we change it into they because it is, or our subject is plural. Again, from we change it into they. So we are done with the changes and pronouns. Now, please take note of the changes in the tenses of verb. Okay? So we have here, when we are using simple present tense in direct speech, we have to change it into simple past tense in reported speech. Like for example, when we are using the verb walk in direct speech, in reported speech, you will be using walked with ed which is rather the simple past of the word or rather the verb walk. Again, for simple present, that is walk. For simple past, that is walked. All right? Okay, so present progressive tense. Okay, when we use present progressive tense in direct speech, we have to change it into past progressive tense in reported speech. By the way, grade 7, when we say progressive tense, we are using here the ing form of the verb. And present, like for example, uh, walk will become walking. It will become eating. That is progressive. So in present progressive, we are using, or rather like for example, we are using is walking. Okay, we have to change it into was walking. So that is past progressive. Next, we have the present perfect tense. And we have to change it into past perfect tense. So if you have noticed in reported speech, they are all in the past. Past tense or simple past, past progressive, past perfect. Okay, so perfect tense. So we are forming the perfect tenses of the verb by adding the has and the have or had plus the past participle of the verb. Don't worry, I'll be giving you a lot of examples. And now, here are some examples and please take down notes, okay? First, we have the simple present. So our verb here is draws. So Lee draws very well. Janet observed. Okay, so we are going to convert it into reported speech. It will become Janet observed that Lee drew very well. So from draws, okay, draws is simple present. We have to change it into simple past, which is drew. Okay, draws, drew. All right, so that is simple present to simple past. Next, we have another examples. Now we have here the present progressive and we are going to change it into past progressive. Okay? And again, in progressive tenses, we are using the ing form of the verb. So we use is and are plus the progressive form or the ing form of the verb. And in past progressive tense, we are using was for singular and were for plural plus the progress or the ing form or the progressive form of the verb. Okay, so we have here for direct speech, the students exclaimed, we are having so much fun. So that is present progressive are having or because we have plural subjects. Okay, and let's convert it into reported speech. So we have the students exclaim that they were having so much fun. So from are having, we change it into were having. Okay? And of course, there is that. And we change also the pronouns we into they. Alright? So that is present progressive into past progressive tense. So always take down notes grade 7. Now we have the perfect tenses of the verb. So we have here present perfect and we have to change it into past perfect tense. And again, in perfect tenses of the verb, we are using has, have, and had plus the past participle of the verb. So we use has for singular and have for plural in the present tense. And in the past tense, we are using had. Okay? Alright, so let's have here some example. I have finally found my necklace, Jen said. So here, our verb is have found. Okay, that is present perfect. And let's change it into reported speech. It will become, Jean said that she had finally found her necklace. Again, Jean said that she had finally found her necklace. So from have found, we change it into had found. Okay? And also notice that we also change our pronoun. So from my, we change it into her. Okay? From I, we change it into she. Alright? So that is present perfect to past perfect tense. We also have here direct speech, simple past. So we have to change it into past perfect tense. Like for example, Boracay is my sanctuary, shared the foreign journalist. So when we convert it into indirect speech, so we have to change the simple past into past perfect. So the foreign journalist had shared that Boracay was his sanctuary. Okay? So again, simple past, change it into past perfect tense. And that is all about direct speech and reported speech. Okay? So for your ILT, please read your book, that is pages 247 to 250, and try to answer some activities. And be ready for our live discussion next meeting. So that's all for today, grade 7. Again, this is Teacher Mitch, your English teacher, saying, don't stop exploring and keep on learning. Bye everyone. Have a nice day.